Hello YouTube and welcome back to Banished. Now, I was doing that last town that you might have been seeing, so if you like this series and following it, you'll know what I'm talking about, the last town that I was doing. We're at this screen again because that last town is sadly gone. So, the story behind that is I was recording for that town, and unfortunately, as I was recording for that town, well, it's not unfortunate. I got some people asking me, hey, can you stream? I was like, yeah, I'm just sitting here recording. I have some episodes done already, quite a few. I can record for you guys. So I went ahead and exited out and started streaming some other games, and I streamed some Banished as well. And then about an hour and a half in the stream, I just remembered, hey, Banished. You have to save your map before you exit. Did I save my recording map that I was doing? And I went back and looked. Did not. The reason I went back and looked because there is an autosave feature in this game, which I have seen sporadically going out through it, which some maps it does, and some maps it hasn't. It wasn't consistent enough, but you really have to remember before you exit is to go save map. And it was my bad that I forgot to, and I foolishly exited out. I mean, we had a fun stream, but I exited out and the map is now gone. So we're gonna start a new map. Now what we're gonna do is try something a little bit different, because I have done some streams on this game before. Afterwards, a little bit more. I have a little bit more experience under my belt. I still don't know completely what I'm doing, but I think I have enough knowledge that I can do a little bit more than I have been. So what I'm going to do is go out on a limb and start this game on hard. So there is 3 different levels: easy, medium, hard. The game plays the same after you start, pretty much from what I've seen after. The easy, medium, hard is only your starting conditions, what you start off at the very beginning of the game. Other than that, the game is the same, which is not easy by any means. Easy just starts you off with 6 families completely, so more families to do more work, get more stuff done, more food, clothing, tools, and all that stuff as well at the very beginning. But the biggest thing is you have all your houses built, and you have cattle already. You do have seeds available to plant for your orchards, or if you want to do farming. Medium, you have pretty much the same stuff, but you're minusing 1 family, so you're 5 families instead of 6, and then you do not have as much food, clothing, tools, and your houses are not already built. You also do not have cattle, but you have seeds, so you can do farms and stuff. Now hard, you basically start off with nothing. So this right here is going to be, you have 4 families rather than 5 or 6, minimal amount of clothing and food, so pretty much you have to gather it at the beginning or else you're just going to run out. No seeds, so you can't even start farming until you put up a trade center to trade, so you're going to have to hunt, gather fish, and no houses, no cattle or anything like that. So it's basically your families, and you have very minimal, you have a little bit of tools, clothing, food, and firewood to start out. That's all you start out with. So we're going to go ahead and do hard, hopefully. I've never played hard before, so hopefully we don't die too quick. We're gonna call it Detroit. There we go. It's like the I didn't type or something. Because the game is you're a group of people who got banished, and you have to survive. So we're gonna make it hard, because we're that group of people, and we're going to try to survive. So here we go. Banished on hard mode. We'll see how we do. We're going to hopefully, if we start by a river, that way I can get fishing done really quick. Because gathering is nice, but I do not like gathering at the very beginning. Even though it says this gathering is a really nice food source, I just like fishing for some reason. Fishing, I have had the most success with in my starting areas. Just what a lot of people say is fishing is not great very early game, which I don't understand how it's better late game than early game. It could just be my ignorance or what. Praise be to Jesus. Right by a river. So what I'm going to do is go ahead, put down my fishing, just so that we can get that food source. Because right now, food source is more important than housing. It really is. So we got a bunch of families here, so we got that. What we're going to have them do is gather some of these materials that we see right here. So they are going to be gathering the stone and these trees. So what we need is stone and trees. So that's really good that we're going to have them do that. So gather them stone and trees, please. We're going to have these guys as well. There's another little patch of stone and trees. They're going to put that right down there to get that. So that's a good task for them to start off with, is getting that done. Where's the circle here of influence? So we have a pretty good area outside of there where we can start building. So what I want to do is to be able to stick a storage barn here. So what I'm going to do is start building the houses a little bit farther back. Not terribly farther back, but just enough. So let's... their house is going to be the next important thing. So I think we have enough firewood in there to get through our first winter, or at least a little bit of it. So we're going to go with wood houses. One, two, because we have 4 families, so they get 4 houses. Okay, what is the season to see how fast it's going? So it is early spring, so winter just ended. So they're going to have a food source. They're going to have houses. Now what we're going to need is a way to stay warm throughout the winter. So what we're going to do for that is definitely, we're going to have the storage barn right here. So we have to figure out where we want to stick the stockpile for the wood and such, because this is going to be really important for that. So once you have the stockpile down, you want to have a woodcutter, and the woodcutter wants to be right next to the stockpile so he can get that wood a lot easier. So the stockpile is more for gathering units and stuff. So let me take a look a little bit farther out. So where we're going to have the forester and all that good stuff will be important too. So we're probably going to have the forester and everything up here. So what we can do is put the stockpile right here, because they're probably going to go through here to get to the forester. Or we can stick the stockpile here, and then this forester come here. But it looks like we're going to have a better area of trees right here. So I'm going to choose to stick the stockpile here. And I'm going to make it a big one. 10 by 10. So now what I'm going to do is put a priority on this fish. Just so they can start moving the stuff to it. And then I'm going to speed up the time so they start building it right away. So they have that income of food. Why aren't they building it? Ah, they need the stockpile first before anything gets built. I did not know that. The more you know. Alright, so now they can build this. I thought they could just lift it from there and start placing it on, so. Let's have them start getting that ready. And since now they are getting it ready, I'm going to stick 2 builders on it. Now it's a little bit of a waiting game just to let them do what they want to do. And they are picking up this, they're cleaning up the area a little bit. Hopefully they put enough in there to finish that, so that's good. So I was hoping I wasn't going to say is hopefully they weren't picking it from here, putting it back here, picking it up from here, putting it over there. That right there is what I don't want them to do. So let me put a priority on here. We're just going to keep those 2 builders as 2 builders. We want to start getting food ASAP, because one thing you're going to do very first thing in this game is starve. That is what's going to happen. Maxing this out with 4 fishermen is just the safest way to go. It's just the safest way to go. Because they eat more than you think. So we're going to get these houses built so they have a place to expand their families and do what they need to do. They're all homeless. And then we're just going to need a way for them to get through the winter, which will definitely be our handy-dandy woodcutter. And we're going to stick that right next to the stockpile right here. I'm going to do it in such a way, right there, that looks good, that we gather some of that stone while we do it. So they're going to be starting off these houses. So they already started that house, so what I'm going to do is put a priority on the woodcutter, because even though there's 4 families, having some of them good will be alright. So we have 2 families in here. Whoa. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 homeless people. So it's like 2 people per house. And these people already had a lot of children in that family. This house is packed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. That is insane. Let me slow down time. I think they're stalling a little bit because they're not gathering any more materials. So what I'm going to do is slow it down so they don't run around and not gather anything, so they stop their building. And have them gather that just so that they can build and not waste time before winter hits. Because winter is coming. It's late summer, yeah. Winter is coming, guys. Get this built so I can get someone cutting wood for you. What's going to be important after this is definitely going to be another food source and then tools right after. Those things need to be built ASAP. So I'm already gonna... Actually, we're gonna save that. I'm not gonna place down any of that yet. We're gonna have this built just so that we have it done and they can get ready. And maybe even smart to get another food source before this if you can, but not entirely needed. Getting that wood is going to be what you're gonna want to do. So these guys are already cold. We have a woodcutter already, but what we want to do is harvest as many trees. Oops. Harvest as many trees as we can. So this guy is saying food is low. This guy is saying firewood is low. Firewood is going to be important because they're going to freeze during the winter if they have no source of way to stay warm. So get these trees out of here. Harvest those trees. Winter is upon us. Firewood. I think we can sustain enough food to get through the winter, but that firewood, because the potatoes is what we started out with, not the fish. I think we can survive long enough to get that. But we're going to have to wait till the next episode to see what happens. So we got our houses down. We got a food source down. We got our stockpile down. And we got some firewood cutter just in the nick of time for winter. How is he going to do? You're just going to have to see in the next episodes. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more, put it down in the comments. And I'm going to have some more coming at you. Thank you guys for watching. See ya!